Hello, guys, and welcome to the Ball Talk podcast. And I've got a bit of a treat for you today. Not only have I got the regulars with me, as in Ben White
Hello.
and Jack Ritchie,
Evening.
we've also got the returning guest, as in Tony Cornforth.
Howdy, folks.
And we like getting straight into things as usual, so we'll talk to the first topic on our agenda, which is Bury and Bolton. Obviously, Bury have gone out of business. Bolton could go out of business. Did they get a buyer? But
Yeah, Football Ventures. Yeah, Football Ventures took them over.
that's the general gist. And what's everyone's opinions on it? Obviously, Bury being the biggest topic out of the two, they're no longer in the Football League. Which
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see what happens, like promotion wise and relegation wise. Will there just be less teams getting relegated, or
I think that they have said that. I think.
Best teams
It
to
was
relegate. Yeah.
I do think first we just say it's a tragedy, to be honest. 'Cause I think it's like the first time in 28 years, I think maybe that a team's been expelled from the Football League.
You don't want to see that for any team.
No, you don't want to see. Imagine if it had to your own club. Just imagine that you would not like that at all. Like, and obviously Bury and Bolton fans were
They feel lost,
rallying
wouldn't
together,
they?
weren't they? So
See, I
they're
think-
rallying together.
what annoyed me is the fact that Bury continued to sign players. Not obviously this year, but 2 years for about 2 years they've had Bury have signed 16. Oh, Bury have got 15 in this window. This is just like, what are you doing?
Problem is, that's our
Absolute-
chairman.
Absolute moron.
It's not like the people in the club or the fans. It's this chairman.
Yeah.
So it's like I saw quite I think it was like the day before the day it happened. And, the amount of volunteers who were down there trying to get the club all ready and stuff like that. There was hundreds of them, just people supporting doing little odd jobs around the stadium and things like that. So it's sad to see, but I don't know. They're appealing it, I think.
Yeah, there
Apparently
was
they
talk
did have
of
a
them.
buyer, but they dismissed it, didn't they? They
Yeah,
said
well,
that
They won't get round that.
Yeah, apparently it's
done
quite
now.
a dodgy one though, and they said they had a buyer and they started a court injunction. Sorry, I think. Just to say that they haven't gone out of business yet. They've just been expelled from the Football League, but because if they're in 7 million, £8 million debt, no one's going to come in to buy them now because there's no attraction there because they're not in the Football League. Who's going to buy an
No.
8 million club who have been expelled? So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before they dig out of business and have to start again, maybe Wimbledon sort of did, about 15 years ago, whenever it was.
I think it's
Does that
just,
involve changing their name? I reckon probably will have to, wouldn't it? And stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll have to
Like
change the
that.
name if they restart again. It'll only be a
Yeah,
slight
but
change. But...
It would be like Bury Athletic or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So it would still be the same.
Bury United
club and
sounds quite fitting.
everyone would, and then
Bury
over
United.
time they'll probably get I think Wimbledon managed to get their history back. I think from MK Dons. I think that's correct. And then over time they might be able to actually incorporate the history of Bury, but that comes with time, I think.
I think it's shocking from the EFL as well. They've not really supported the club.
Well, it's not really the
How much can they do?
EFL's fault in terms of that. It's the EFL's fault for letting the owner buy it in the first place.
Mm.
Same with Bolton. It's which is the fit and proper test, isn't it, or something?
See, I love how
it's just
Bolton have ended up though. Like, even though they are in the what's the word? Without swearing, they're in trouble. But I like seeing all these youngsters stepping up and putting a shift in. Yeah, they go out and get dick 5-0 every time, but they're putting a shift in for the club, and that's what I like to see. Instead of players sitting there whinging.
Yeah, but for Bolton and Bury, when their players are whinging because they're not getting paid, they do have mortgages to pay, and they
Yeah, I know.
Did you see some of the
finances.
Bury's players? There was one who actually lost his house.
Was
There
there?
were some really bad ones. Yeah,
Not Neil Dans, was it?
No, it wasn't Neil Dans. There's another one, but they had some big players there, and apparently, I saw I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but there was a player who was on wages of £8 grand a week at Bury.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not been a good. It's not been
I
a
saw
well-run
earlier.
club.
Mm.
Because I think the owner wanted. I think they were in League One about 2 years ago, and as Jay said earlier, like signed like 16 players. They really went for it to get promoted to the Championship, and it completely backfired, and they got relegated to League Two. And then since then, the owner was just like, sod it, and just sort of gave up. And then he's just been a. I don't want to swear either.
Such an idiot.
Yeah, it's
He
like
bought
he's
the club
just,
for £1,
yeah.
and then he wanted like 100. I can't remember how much he wanted for it, but he still wanted a ridiculous amount of money for the club, and he's got £7 million worth of debt. Well, you know, just give it away for £1 again.
Because he doesn't care about the
He's
club
already
or the
made-
fans.
and he knows he can manipulate the situation because people do care, then he doesn't.
Trying to make a
Like,
profit out of it.
He
People
can
are
make
gonna
it.
pay
He's
over
trying to
the
make a
odds
profit
for him.
out of people caring. It's like it's like emotional buying. You can if you haven't got that, then you can probably make some good business deals.
He had like 30 companies went into liquidation before that as well.
Yeah,
It's mental.
It was lucky a lot of the Bury players have found new clubs though. But then some of them.
Yeah, but to be fair, like you saying that, I actually saw on Twitter earlier. It's like a lot of the club staff and stuff are going to struggle, like
Yeah.
scouts and things. I saw like a scout on Twitter earlier, just like saying is there any jobs about and stuff, and like willing to move and things like that. So little things like that, they're going to really struggle to find new jobs. Like the players, it's not so hard, I would say, because there is some quality in that side. But like the little jobs, like even for example, maybe like a caretaker there or like groundsman or
We're
something, they're
local.
going to struggle to get in. Yeah,
Local
they're going to
based
get
who
in.
didn't have much to
Yeah,
start
they've
with.
probably been working there for like
Yeah.
20 years or something, for example. They're going to struggle. They're not going to want to move and get a new job at another like football ground, or they might not be able to. So
See, I think that's
it'll have a
where
massive effect on the whole place.
the taxpayer should sort of come in, help them out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As in, like, they should use it because they have earned it. The system.
System sort of.
Players like Neil Downs and that though won't be able to use it because they've earned so much over the past couple of years, which is fair enough. But yeah, like you saying, the caretaker and whatnot. But Bolton, anyone got any comments on Bolton? Obviously, they're just getting dicked 5-0 every week.
Well, they lost Phil Parkinson. Like, was it 2 weeks ago? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The manager. And then they played a bunch of kids against, I think, Ipswich last weekend. How did they get on
Zuma's
this?
brother,
I
5-0
didn't see.
Tranmere.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, one great.
Yeah, so it's not going well, and they're already in minus 11 points. Played like 7 games, so I think they're probably doomed for the season. But
It probably would be better to go down, to be honest.
They've just
think-
really got
yeah.
to focus on next year.
You'll get a parachute
Exactly.
payment sort of thing.
like
With these youth players, they might be okay next year if they can really mould them in this season. It'll be a struggle, but
I think
add
all
a
they
few
need to-
experienced players next season and they'll be alright.
all they need to do is focus on stability, and I think they'll be all right.
Something we haven't done at Huddersfield, but that's fine.
But I think I can say for all of us, it is a sad time to see a club go out of business. But it's just part of what football's becoming. You know, clubs in League One are signing players on 5-6k wages above, whereas 10 years ago you're looking at £1,000 as the highest paid. It's a joke, but it's just going to get worse.
I think the wage to turnover ratio there is like 94% in League One, and it's like I think it's like over 100% in the Championship. So they're spending more
Yeah,
on
that
wages than they're
180% or something.
they're actually receiving it, just
Yeah.
because it's that sort of motivation to get into the Premier League, and they know that as soon as they get in there, they could probably be able to reap the rewards. And it's just like it's just a massive risk and reward that they're taking it on. They're taking on there.
I don't think this will be the last pair of clubs that are going to be facing this sort of turmoil. I think not even 5-6 years. I think 2 or 3 years we'll have another set.
There's going to be so many. Definitely non-league football as well.
I do think the Premier League has a little, not a bit of explaining to do, but it's because it's not really their fault either. But I do think they need to try and help out, like clubs down there as well, like to try and filter down so they don't.
Yeah.
So it's not like when they get relegated and like Bolton got relegated 2012 I think, and 7
Yeah.
years later they're in dire straits. So yeah,
And it's not
in the
just
Premier League.
for football league, like Ben said. Non-league football. Gateshead. They were struggling last season when they excommunicated from the league as well.
Yeah, they got kicked out of the league. Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's just no help. But we'll move on anyway because we've kind of dragged this topic out a little bit. Move on to the next topic, in that Neymar. Apparently he's staying in Liga 1 through all that drama, weeks and weeks of is he not? And no, he's staying. Well, apparently staying. Yeah, well he is. What's everyone's viewpoint on Neymar? We'll start with you, Tony.
Well, I think he is the most hated footballer in my opinion. I mean, as in I hate him the most. Out of
Agreed.
every footballer there is on the planet.
Ooh.
Uh, that- yeah, I just think
You sure about that? Leeds have got some contenders.
Leeds have got some awful players, but none of them are as, I don't know. I'm not going to swear, but anyway, yeah. Neymar, I just like him a lot, and he's brought this on himself. So every time when they talk about Neymar's like upset about being at PSG once out, I just laugh. I'm like, haha, you're like you've got yourself in this situation. No one's going to take you, and I just don't know what he was thinking trying to move there in the first place. Like why he wanted to go there to win the Ballon d'Or to get away
Typical
from
money
Messi.
grabbing Brazilian.
Yeah, and then like one of the best moments of the season last season was when PSG got knocked out and Neymar was on the sideline with this like gape when he was gaping when like Man United scored. It was like one of the best moments. I had so much fun watching that game because it was just Neymar like crying and just it was great.
Well, it was quite funny really with his deal though, because he was even suggesting that he would pay 17 mil to push the switch through.
Yeah.
It's like, how desperate is he to get away from PSG?
I'm surprised he didn't do it because he's not playing, is he? I don't think.
No.
I think he will. I think he will coming back into the squad at some point.
I
If
think
you've got
they will
Neymar and
have
you're
to.
paying,
They've got
and you're
injuries,
paying him,
haven't they, as well? I think.
he'll play for like the first half of the season, then he'll get injured or around his birthday or sister's birthday time when he has his little party.
The
And
thing
he'll
is,
come
he is
back.
that good of a player that he can be playing at 70% and he's still cream of the crop in Ligue 1.
Hmm.
So, even a Neymar at
All the
70%, they're going to use him.
I think all the other players like him as well, want him to stay. Like, I think Mbappe and is it Cavani said that they like playing with him and they want him to stay.
Yeah,
But I
although
suppose they have
when he
to say- I suppose
joined,
they have to say that.
Yeah, not going to
When
call
he-
him a knob. Like,
when he
I'm
joined,
honest.
when he joined, there was a bit of a problem, wasn't there? When someone went up for a penalty, I think it was Cavani, and
Yeah.
they had a bit of a disagreement. But I don't think they're on the greatest of terms. But we never know. Until he leaves, then Cavani will slag him off, or Neymar will slag Cavani. But yeah, I think we'll move to the main event of the podcast. Because has anyone else got anything to add about Neymar? Or
Nope.
No,
Richie? No.
no, I don't think so.
We'll move on to the quiz then.
Ritchies Quiz of the Week.
Alright, this week's quiz is going to be on a current topic, which I've done in the last few weeks, and it's Bury. It's going to be a Bury
Oh,
quiz. So I thought you might think this would be coming, but it's not going to be the easiest quiz, because they are obviously a League One side, and I wouldn't say we all follow League One as much as maybe we should do, but you might be alright with it. It's just going to be, I'll go through everyone, and then they can just say what they think, and it'd be a point for each one of you who gets it right, for example. Okay, so the first question, and I'll start with you, Tony, is what's Bury's ground?
God, I forgot. Is it
It's
Gig
not going to be
Lane?
easy.
Oh, you
Jay?
bastard. Yeah, Gig Lane. I thought it was either Gig or Grig, one or the other.
Ben?
Gig Lane.
Okay, yeah, it's
You
one
didn't know
each,
that,
and
Ben.
I'm starting with you. I'm starting with you next time, Ben. Can you do my head in when you do this every week? You just copy everyone else. Yeah, Gig Lane. Okay. Bury's nickname. Ben?
Oh, shit.
Oh, sorry. Do you not know
Oh.
this one, Ben? I thought
I
you
don't
might.
know this.
Mate, don't swear, I'm going to lose
Ah.
my 26p.
Oh, sorry.
Then you give it back. You don't have a clue, do you, Ben?
The Giggers.
Okay, Tony. Jay, sorry. I'll go the other way.
The Giggers. I don't know. The Birds.
Alright, Tony. It's not an easy one, but
I
I
haven't
thought
got
you
a
had
clue
to
either.
do it.
You know
The Giggers? What about the lane?
I don't know. I know it's not because I think it's Burton, so I'd say the Brewers.
Yeah, that is Burton, and it's the Shakers.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at that. So yeah.
Shut up, man. Oh, it's so
I
funny.
knew that.
Yeah, I knew that one. Okay, Bury's home kit, and it's been pretty much their kit throughout their time as a team, really. So it shouldn't like you. I would like to think you might have
Yeah,
a
the
bit of a clue
colour.
of
Sorry, the
more
colour
on
of
it.
the home kit.
Yeah, the colour of the home kit.
It's
So
been like
obviously
that for
it's two
years
colours.
because I did a Bury career
Pretty
in
much.
FIFA. Ages
I'll
ago.
start with you, Ben, because I'm not having you copy them guys if they've got an idea.
Blue and white.
Okay, Jay,
Blue and white.
Tony.
Blue and white.
Yeah, I'll let you all have that. It's dark blue. It's got, but obviously I'll let you have that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and next one is Bury's captain last season, and I'll start with you, Tony.
I don't
And
have a
obviously
clue.
until before this season.
Oh dear.
Can it just be second name? Because I don't know first.
I haven't got a clue who he is. Just I don't know. Alan Smith.
He's in Notts County.
Jay,
Imson.
Ben.
I don't know any Bury players.
Ben Imson, I think.
Ben.
He cannot get that point. He cannot get that point.
You're just saying your name. You're
don't know any Bury
I would have liked to thought you might have got this, Jay. Neil Hands.
Oh, was it Neil Dans? Oh,
I was thinking him.
see, I didn't. Oh,
Shut up! You're thinking of Ben.
see, I didn't. I just didn't think about Dan's. I didn't think he was captain worthy.
Captain Worthy. Yeah. Okay. Top goal scorer for last season, and I'll start with you, Ben. I'll give you a bit more of a clue. He's been up the leagues, so you know this player.
Been up the leagues.
Yeah, you know this player, so I'm just giving you a little bit of a.
Neil Dans.
That's my guess. Yeah. I haven't got a clue either.
I think I've got. a clue.
I'll go Neil Downs as well.
He's a midfielder.
Okay.
He might score goals.
Right, I'm gonna go for a Jamaican accent here and Jermaine Beckford. Yeah.
It's actually Nicky Maynard.
Oh my God.
Oh, Nicky Maynard. Oh, what a player.
What a player. Beckford's not a bad shout, to be fair, Joe. At least he named a striker. And that is actually going to my next one. And that
Oh, well, don't
is
tell
how
me
many
that.
How many goals has Jermaine Beckford got for Bury last season? No, sorry, throughout his career. That's my fault. But I think it was
his
just
career.
last season.
At
but I
Bury,
think-
or is that his whole
Yeah,
career?
just at Bury. But it was just last season. He only had one spell. So it was just yeah. I'll start with you, Ben.
12.
For his
Okay,
whole season.
Yeah, of last season.
9.
Okay, Tony.
I'm just going to go 13.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, Jay's won that, and it was 8.
Well,
So
I
very
thought you were
good.
going to say 4 or 3.
No, well, he did quite well. He got 8 and 16. It's not bad.
Oh, that's alright, actually.
It's knocking on.
Yeah,
It's got to
so
be
I
like 37.
I thought I named someone we all know as a player anyway. He seems to always pop up. And even though we have got a winner, I will just do this question because I like to do the bonus question. When was Bury established?
Oh.
And obviously, Yeah, and obviously they're a long-serving football league club, so that's all I will
Don't give him
say.
any
So
clues.
Ben
I'm not
first.
giving you any clues. You need the clues. Go on, Ben. Then.
1830.
Okay.
No club was formed before 1858, I think. So where have you got 1830 from?
I'm
Alright,
ready.
Jay.
Can I
I'm
take
ready.
your answer?
No,
No,
you can't.
1886.
I knew they were old.
I think
Okay,
it's 1885.
Don't
Four
undercut me.
guys. No, that's on point. Jay, I was actually going to say like how good of an effort that is, but Tony got it right on the dot.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
The problem is that was the
Yeah.
bonus question, and the winner actually of the quiz this week was Jay.
Oh, sweet.
So,
I'm a
okay.
Bury
It
super
was
fan.
it was a bit of a hard one this week, but I felt like we had to do one on Bury. To be honest.
Yeah. Ben, 1830. The FA wasn't even formed until 1860.
I don't know why you take the mick out of that one, Tony. To be honest, I think you had more ridiculous answers to some of the
Well, no,
questions earlier on in the quiz. But what's Bury's captain, Ben?
Could have been like Ben something. Ben Osborne or something.
What? Nottingham Forest?
Ben Dans. No.
Yeah, okay, so yeah. Well done on the quiz, guys, except from Ben. You seem to amaze
Cheers,
me
pal.
every quiz, every week, so
We'll
I see
move
that's
on
one good thing.
to a topic that I'm not really going to talk about, put my all in, because I don't like them. That's the England team.
Is anyone?
Well, I'm annoyed because obviously Wan-Bissaka gets his move to United. Bang, he's straight in the team. It just shows the philosophy that, the England managers and higher-ups take, which makes me a bit sour and bitter. So I'll let you guys talk about this. What's everyone's opinions on the current England
To
team
be
selection?
fair, I had that exact opinion, to be honest. When I saw the score go up, I felt like that. I don't want to see it like that. I don't like Southgate, but like he's not giving me a reason to like him when he does stuff like that.
No.
Why? Wan-Bissaka did enough last season. What has he done this season compared to last season? Don't get me wrong, he's had an okay start. I wouldn't say he's had a bad or really good start. But he's done nothing like, if anything, he was better last season. And
Yeah.
why suddenly... And then why have they dropped Walker and kept Trippier in? I do not know. Oh, and then he said apparently about keeping Trippier in the fold still. Why? It's terrible. We don't need him. You've got Trent, Wan-Bissaka and Kyle Walker. Why
Yeah.
do you need Trippier? You're not going to need him for how long? So... I don't know. Who were the other ones? I'm trying to remember the whole squad now. There was another
Yeah,
one.
I think Tyrone Mings getting in there was a bit weird. Like, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind him being in there because I do like him. I think he was excellent for Villa last season. But like, he's had 4 games now in the Prem, kept one clean sheet. But like Connor Cody from last season, like consistently playing well for Wolves, nowhere to be seen. Doesn't even get a look in. Like, and I'm thinking Connor Cody's he did really well last season. Wolves kept a lot of clean sheets with him there.
He's a bit of a leader, isn't he, at the back? I don't know.
Yeah,
I really like. I know he's ex-Huddersfield, but I really like him. And yeah, it just shows another example of them overshadowing.
I just thought that was a bit
Completely.
weird that he just completely excluded Connor Cody. So, who else was in there that was a bit?
Callum Wilson?
Oxlade, I think. Oh yeah, Callum Wilson. I think. Well, the Callum Wilson I can understand because he scored a goal yesterday. He's like had a couple of assists before, so I can understand. I think it was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain being in there was the one that really wound me up because he's just come back from a long-term injury and he's done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like he's not.
Why
he's
even
not
risk putting him in?
Yeah, I don't understand why you like put him in there. Like he's come back from injury, I know that, but he's not played. Like I thought Southgate's
He played one game.
Yeah, people who have played, and he's not actually played at all. I just thought that was a bit strange.
Oh, just Lingard.
Oh, he's. I don't know.
I don't rate him.
He's that average sort of player who fills out the squad.
Yeah.
I think he's good to have in there.
Yeah, I don't mind Jesse Lingard being there. Like
I think
I don't think we've got anyone better.
one that I would say, and I'm probably going to get slated for this, I like is Mason Mount. When I've watched him this year with Chelsea, the first few games, I've enjoyed watching him play.
I think
Tammy
he's had a good
Abraham.
start. I don't think he deserves to be in there, so I can't argue.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think Mason Mount warrants it.
Is Ross Barkley in there as well?
Ross Barkley is.
Okay, yes, fine then. Yeah, they're both alright. So I can't really
Has anyone got the list up? Should have got the list up.
I'll get it up for you now.
Yeah, maybe name the squad. I'm trying to remember.
Right, we
There was
got
another one, I think.
Trent Alexander-Arnold,
Yeah.
Ross Barkley, Ben Chilwell, Joe Gomez, Tom Heaton, who, to be fair, first game of the season against Spurs, yeah, he conceded 3, but he did pull off some worldy saves.
Yeah, no, I mean the
I think
goalies.
Heaton warrants it.
Nick Pope, Heaton, and Pickford. I think that's pretty good. A bit decent. I can't argue with any of them.
And we got Jordan Henderson, Harry Kane, who, for me, he's gone down in my books. He's just one of those players that
he's still going to make the squad, isn't he?
He's the England captain, and he's still
I know.
probably one of our best players.
He's
I know
just one of
not
those.
played that
He's
well
one of
in
those
the
players
season,
that's just too inconsistent.
Even
Michael,
worse, like for the national team. But
it's
yeah,
like
well,
Villa. The whole game against Villa, it wasn't until the last 10 minutes he decided, you know what, I'm going to get in some good positions here, get a couple of goals, and he's a funny one. Michael Keane.
I like Michael Keane, to be fair. I
Yeah.
was going to say, I think he's had a really good start to the season. I think he had a good end of last season as well. I think it's like the old Burnley Michael Keane's coming back a little bit, in the sense that he's like playing well, he's confident on the ball, and Everton are, like defensively, look quite good at like the start of the season.
I'm not arguing that one either. Yeah.
Here's one to get Ben talking. Jesse Lingard.
I don't really have anything really bad to say. I don't like
Yeah.
him. I don't like his personality. He's fucking stupid handshakes.
Celebration.
Get on and play the game. Get on and play the game. He's shit.
Ben, it's the future.
Stop swearing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Right,
losing
we
that
want that
26p now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's terrible.
right.
James Maddison.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, fair
he's
enough.
a right
Solid
start.
player.
Here's what it-
Harry Maguire. Enough said. Tyrone Mings. We've spoke about him. Anyone else got anything to add to Tyrone?
Nah.
I like him.
Mr. Mount.
Yeah. So,
Alex Oxlade. Then you got Pickford, Pope. Spoke about them. Rashford. Yeah, he's kind of a given. I'd have him in my squad. Declan Rice, Danny Rose, Jadon Sancho, which is a bit of a,
I like him.
I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
Jadon Sancho, you're gonna have a go? No, you can't. Jadon Sancho's been unbelievable this season.
I'm not keen on him, but that's from
He's
personal.
been unbelievable this season so
That's
far.
some
This season. I think
personal
he scored
terms.
like 3 goals and got like 4 assists. I think this season so far, in like 3 or 4 games. He's played really well, and he's got his new contract as well, at Dortmund. I think he must start for me.
Raheem Sterling, absolute given, I would say. Kieran Trippier, drop. Yeah or no?
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
spoken about him. Ritchies spoke about him
Yeah.
earlier. So
Aaron
Yeah, I'm not happy
Wan-Bissaka.
about
Oh, I don't want to talk about him, to be honest. The less said about Wan-Bissaka, the better. Especially, I don't know. I'm just very bitter about how, as soon as a player moves to a big club, he's in the squad.
I don't like Southgate. I've made that point across many times.
Yeah, and then we got Callum
Right.
Wilson and Harry Winks. I can't deny Harry Winks.
I think
He has been really good
most-
for Spurs.
I think the majority of the squad is good. I just think there's a couple of
Couple of
omissions,
howlers.
a couple of inclusions, and you're just like, I don't know about them. But yeah, I think it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we're playing, I think, Czech Republic and
Kosovo.
team that we're gonna just put away, so it doesn't really matter.
How do you know that? Kosovo are an up-and-coming country.
My apologies. Then.
I managed them on FM. Well, we'll move on to my little weekly feature. It's just to keep me happy, really. Cheap as chips. And today's player is Lamin Kone. Obviously, I don't know if you've played cheap as chips before, Tony.
No, I have.
Right, well, it's slightly changed since you've been on, like last, and there's 3 questions now instead of the 1.
Okay.
Normally there's 2 people, so but I'll work it out. It'll be fine. Lamin Kone's moved to Lorient. How much did Lorient sign Lamin Kone? Start with you, Ben, because you probably don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer. 20 million.
20 million.
Yes.
You're right, Ben.
Your mic is like, yeah.
And it's
No,
not just that. I think the aim of the game is cheap as chips, and you've just whacked in 20 million. But we'll get on. We'll carry on.
Tony.
Depends how good he is.
I'll go to Lorient. What year was this?
Lorient. 20.
I didn't get asked these questions.
Well, you didn't ask, did you? You didn't ask, did you?
Ben, don't interrupt. When you're going to say things like 20 million, it's obviously you don't even want to play.
Yeah.
That's 20 million.
I'll say.
Lorient was
just say-
2010.
Okay. I'll say 250k.
Ooh. Richie?
I've got a couple of figures in my head. I think I'm going to go with.
There's the one.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Ben. I understand that. I'm going to go kind of in the middle of what I'm thinking it could be, and I'm going to go with 2 million.
Right. Well, I have to
It's
say,
probably cheaper.
Tony, you've got the first question in Cheapest Chips. You went for 1 mil.
Oh, just.
So just about.
Uh,
His second move was Sunderland. How much was that?
oh, this one's a nightmare because I definitely know this.
It was a weird
Oh,
one. Like there was various. This is what I was shown on like as the average. But,
Okay.
Come to me last.
I'll say come. Okay.
What?
right, Ben first again.
No,
I can't
I'll
have
go
you
first.
scabbing
I'll go
points.
first. I'll go first.
I am scabbing points.
I'm gonna go 8 million.
Richie.
Oh. No.
Come on, just one of you. One of you go.
Ben can go. He don't have a clue.
8.25 mil.
Oh, for God's sake, he doesn't have a clue. That's why you go first, Ben. You do
I
things
know-
like that. Oh, I know it's 8 or 11. I'm sure of it.
I've got.
I'll go 11 then, just to be a bit different, because of them two going with 8.
Well, this was what the fee I got, and this was on Transfer Market. So I don't know how reliable they are, but I've always used them.
Very.
This was
Yes,
5.8 mil.
okay. Oh.
That's
Nah.
to me.
I don't believe that.
Ben, you don't have a clue.
You didn't
so why
even
would
know,
you
Ben,
not
so don't even start.
I'm
I'm
not
a bit
agreeing with
surprised
that.
by now. I was sure it was 8 or 11.
I'm sure
of
it was
it, but
8.
it is what it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It was closest. I can't remember who it was.
It was Tony.
Tony. So Tony's got 2. He's pretty much won, but we'll do the third one, and that's his move to Strasbourg.
Ooh.
Richie, go first.
Who's that from? Sunderland as well?
Yeah, from Sunderland this year.
You go
Oh,
first.
this year.
Richie, go first, yeah.
Oh my God. 500,000?
Ben or
Probably
Tony?
really low, but I can't see this year as well when they're in League One. I would imagine this one they'll offload him.
I'm gonna go for a free transfer.
Nice, I like that too.
Oh,
And I'm going to copy Tony and go for a free transfer because I do believe that is what happened. I
Well,
can't win anyway.
the fee was 1.8 million.
Yay!
So Richie's
didn't
got a
get
point that they actually made. Well, they didn't make money, but they've actually got money back from him, which is a bit of a shocker.
I don't
So
believe he's still on the books in League
yeah.
One.
Can I just say that that's not a cheapest chips because he's not. He had like half a good season at Sunderland. And the rest of that, he's been
And then
dodgy.
he had
Yeah.
like an Everton move, like they turned it down, didn't they?
Yeah.
Remember?
I digress. I think he's cheap as chips.
Yeah.
He could be a £20 million defender, but he went for 5.8 to Sunderland.
Is that just you going by
That's-
what Ben says? or
that's
is
cheap
that
as
just what you
chips.
think?
That is cheap as chips. In my opinion, anyway. So, maybe next week I'll do someone like Joby McAnuff, who is cheap as chips, or,
Absolutely.
or when we got Jimmy Kebe for a free. But we'll move on from the cheapest chips section to, what I can only say is the biggest topic on this podcast. Rangers versus Celtic.
Whoa.
Is everyone else
I'm not
happy?
ready for
And
this.
did you enjoy the game? Did you watch it? Or
I watched a bit of it because there's nothing else on. And
Celtic
I
winning
saw the
2-0?
Celtic goal. Yeah. I actually thought Rangers were looking alright, like attacking wise, and like early on. They looked poor at the back again, but I don't know. I think Gerrard came out and said that some of the issues today were his fault. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know.
that as well.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there, but it's a bit of a shame. It just gets a bit boring. I would have liked to see Rangers win. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't care.
I watched the last 5 minutes. So I saw the final goal, and then I can't remember who it was. He got sent off right at the end, but the tackle was absolutely glorious. He just completely took him out. It wasn't going
Well,
for the ball. He just went
if it's a
studs
quality
up,
challenge,
straight in,
Oh.
and he just got sent off. And the commentator was just like, that is outrageously bad. It's just like, and I was
that's
just
got to
like,
be John Flanagan then, surely, Tony.
I don't know. It was
He's on the
awful.
pitch. He's got to be in.
Awful challenge, but it was great. Proper old firm tackle.
Right, well, I can't really talk about Scottish football much. Don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just the same old every year. It's going back to Rangers Celtic.
Yeah,
I want
but that's
Livingston.
it's just La Liga, though, isn't it? Like Barcelona,
Yeah.
Barcelona, Madrid.
I want a takeover.
I don't think that's as bad. I want Dundee United back in contention. They're my Scottish side.
You see, Hearts used to have a little bit of money, and then
Manchester.
Hearts used to be a good team. They used to have a bit of money.
Yeah, I
didn't
like that back in the day.
they? Yeah, I just want a big billionaire to buy him and make him like Champions League worthy. But I can't see.
Do you
happening.
though? Because then people will be like, so they could actually win the Prem.
Scottish
Oh,
League's the
just
best
get
in the.
lost. Mm.
Well, we'll move on to the match day results. And we'll start. We'll do what we usually do: go team by team, or game by game, shall I say? Starting with Southampton and United. Ended up 1-0. 1-0. 1-1. Obviously Vestergaard and the new boy James scoring for United. What's everyone's opinions on the 1-1?
Good result for Southampton. Man United will be disappointed. But James doing well again.
It was a quality finish. Absolutely
Yeah,
quality.
it
It was a quality finish. But what I will say is that what Lindelof on the Vestergaard goal as well, he was just not challenging at all. He just sort of sat back, and I just don't think he's up to it really. Like Maguire, but again Lindelof, I'd rather play Bailly or any of the other centre backs. Is Smalling and Jones still
Jones.
knocking about?
Smalling, he's been loaned out to Roma.
Yeah, okay, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. But I would still
Jones
pay
is,
Jones
I
because I think Lindelof is just not up to much. But yeah, like I think it's United's worst start to a Premier League season in like 25 years or something.
Doesn't
Like,
shock
something-
me.
Maybe longer than that. 5 points from 4 games is not a happy return, is it?
Look at the
First 4
starting
games of the
11 as well, and it is a bit
Yeah.
grim. I
I
mean,
remember after the
McTominay.
first game they were really excited. I
season.
think McTominay's got quite good stats
Has he?
compared to I think so. Like tackles and things
well,
like that.
I didn't watch the game, but I saw the match of the day, and Pogba again. He just doing nothing, just walking
Yeah,
around the
they
pitch.
were saying that.
Oh god, he's
Well,
just annoying. Neymar was #1 hated football player. Pogba closely follows #2. So
No, probably
enough
chance.
said. Enough said.
We'll move on to something a bit more chirpy. Villa and Palace. Obviously, Jordan Ayew. He started the season. I was thinking, we really need a striker, and we got Ayew, and I was thinking, we're going to put him on the wing. But past couple of games, only 2 goals, but it's 2 goals we wouldn't have had if we were playing Benteke. So
I know you said it's a little bit chirpy. I know why you said it because you're a Palace fan, obviously. But is this game really a bit chirpy? You know, with all the controversy.
well,
surrounding the,
Grealish shouldn't have
Grealish at the
dived.
end. Well, he didn't dive, though, did he? Like
He fell over
he got
on
tripped,
purpose.
and then he fell over, and then
He fell over
It
on
was a bad
purpose
decision.
after the trip. I think it was a good
It was a bad
decision.
decision. Oh yeah, you would though. I mean, but
Yeah,
it's...
but watching it again and again, he flung himself to the floor, and it's like, what do you expect? Like, if you're gonna throw
he didn't
yourself
fling himself to the floor though. He got tripped and then he sort of fell over.
yeah, so he flung himself. He
I
could have
don't
stopped
know,
himself falling over.
I don't know if you saw, but apparently where the ref already blew the whistle, they couldn't review it on VAR.
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't think
Did
that's
you
the
see
problem
that?
there. Yeah,
I
because
didn't
he's
know.
blown the
I
whistle.
didn't know much about it. I was just saying that's what I saw.
I think
He blew the whistle before the ball went over the line, so you cannot give the goal in any way. You just cannot, like, because the game stops when he blows
Thing
the
is,
whistle.
we
so-
had that before as well in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, but
When
it's not about that. It's not
No,
about. He
I'm
can't.
just-
He can't have one.
I know
trailing
that's what I'm
into the other.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We had the same thing in the FA Cup final with Joe Ward, and the goal wasn't given. So I don't think that's an issue. The issue is it or is it not? In it really,
I think
with
with, I
Grealish.
think with VAR, he should have played on, let the goal happen, and then reassessed afterwards. If he's got VAR, he shouldn't just blow his whistle, be like whistle happy.
You
I
know,
swear that's what
obviously,
they're supposed to do.
Exactly, that's what we're supposed to do, and he just sort of just gave it, and then the
obviously,
goal went in, and he
I'm
just-
going to be happy, but I think the ref showed a bit of initiative. He's gone with what he thinks. He's not needed
That's not what they're
VAR.
supposed to be doing.
He's
this
not
season.
needed VAR. He's gone with what he thinks, and that's what I
But
like.
he does need. The thing is, he did need VAR for that. Like, I know you're saying that he didn't need it, like because he's gone with his own decision and you won that. But if we've got VAR, we might as well use it, and it's just not being used correctly. That's a massive issue, and that's the biggest issue at the moment surrounding it.
It is the streamlining, but if we're getting 3 points here and there from it, then
One thing I will say actually was that obviously I looked at the league and obviously it's only like 4 or 5 games in. But Palace are 4th. I just found it so funny.
it's
I
quality.
couldn't stop laughing.
Coming from start of the season, I'm sitting there thinking,
Yeah.
oh, we could be doomed here. This could be
Yeah.
another Holloway season.
You say that,
Yeah,
it
you
is
got-
4
when-
games in.
When you got
Yeah,
White,
but
you're
7
always gonna-
points.
You're always gonna be-
7
yeah,
points.
be up there.
Yeah. 7 points. I did not see us getting 1 point by this stage. You know, with Benteke and Wickham. And suddenly Ayu's come out of the woodwork and things have changed. And he is looking confident. You know, he was going for goals outside the area, inside. He's looking
Hopefully you
happy.
can just keep it up until January and then you can maybe bring in a striker then.
If Ayew carries on, I don't want another striker. I think Wickham will come up as a decent sort of super sub. Benteke can just rot on the bench. He just does nothing. He's just happy earning 120k a week. So we'll move on from that then, and we'll talk about another bottom sort of feeding team that I'd call us, Sheffield United. Obviously, Kurt Zuma gifting them a draw.
Well,
Tammy
actually, there's
Abraham
one
getting
thing
two.
I
Oh, sorry,
didn't
was
mention
that?
actually. Did you see that Zuma was racially abused?
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's a Chelsea fan again.
See,
Well,
that's
it's just
another
like-
that's
on
another
the end goal.
problem. It's like VAR. Every week we have to talk about racial abuse. It's a joke.
I hate it because I'm not saying that he should be right against anyone, but I really like Zuma. And it's his first season in that Chelsea side, really. And
Yeah.
what do they expect? Like,
He has been
I don't
bad.
understand. Why would you do that to your own player? It doesn't matter how much you hate him. I hate Mark Hudson, but I'm not calling him a Welsh twat every weekend. Even though I
Ben,
do.
you can't say he has been bad. You just cannot say that. That's not an excuse to sit. do
Ah,
anything.
Ben, you're just
Oh
sort
no,
of
it's not an
adding-
excuse. It's not
Well,
an
he's
excuse.
been
but yeah,
bad, so
The way-
it's
I don't know how
okay.
you say that. The way you said that, though, that is exactly how you said it.
Yeah.
No, I meant it as talking about Kurt Zuma as a whole.
No, he hasn't been playing well recently. Yeah. Like I can agree
How's
with
that going to help? It's not, is it?
Obviously not.
No, you say obviously,
Not
but what you just said, it's not obvious to you.
Right, okay, we'll just move on anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that. Newcastle and Watford, 1-1. Watford needed a point. Well, they needed 3, but I couldn't get it. And obviously Newcastle. Just the 2 bottom clubs, in my opinion, this season.
I'll
so
be
far.
honest. I'll be honest. I just don't really care about this game. Like, it's 2 team. I just couldn't care about like
2 bottom
if they go up,
feeders.
if they go down, they go down. If they stay up, they stay up. I just don't really care. Like with Newcastle, it's just a merry-go-round with Mike Ashley.
Yeah.
do they, don't they? And with
It
Watford,
gets a bit boring.
It shocked me a bit
Watford-
that he's actually put in his pocket this season, getting in
Yeah.
Joe Linton and obviously good old Andy on a free.
Saint Maxim.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
shocking that he's put
brilliant.
money in his pocket. Or taken it out, shall I say. He's not put it in.
He had a brilliant 16 minutes against Tottenham.
We'll move on to Man City. And I'm a bit annoyed about this one because I want to see Brighton do well. Which is weird being a Palace fan. But I like Graham Potter. I think that the approach to his game is different than what Brighton have been doing
Yeah.
in the past few years.
I can agree with that, but it was Man City, so I don't know what
You
else
expect
to
it.
expect. Yeah, which is a bit, it's a bit annoying that you have to expect that City is going to steamroll teams, but it is the nature of the beast, I suppose. I was just annoyed Sterling didn't get on the score sheet because he was my captain in FPL.
Yeah, exactly. My captain, and I had Aguero, and I couldn't decide which one to captain. And again, 2 weeks in a row, I picked the wrong captain.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Aguero
next
was my
game.
captain.
Who was?
shut up, Ben.
Aguero. I was
West
going to
Ham.
triple captain as well.
West Ham 2, Norwich 0. Sebastian Haller getting another. Is it Seb Haller? I think it is. Getting another goal. And Yarmolenko.
Should we just say sad face because Pookie didn't get on the score sheet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like,
Pookie's my hero.
I think
I love Pookie.
he's the only superhero in the Premier League that doesn't wear a cape.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love
We've had
Pookie?
some legends in our time. I've mentioned it before. Mishu, Bafatini Gomez. He's up there. He's in that category.
I think Pookie
Bonnie.
will be one of those players that will be like back in 10 years. We'll be
Bonnie.
talking about Timo. Talking about Timo Pookie going what player he was. Just as
Oh,
like,
we'll
an
be
old
going-
His name is Swansea
Premier League
strikers.
legend.
Oh, we'll be going. Oh, Timu Pookie. Yeah, Norwich manager.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, next, I don't want to talk about Vardy, but Leicester 3, Bournemouth 1.
Why do you want to talk about Vardy?
I don't like
No,
him.
we go.
He just annoyed. I
What
don't.
A
I'll-
goal though.
I'll-
Seriously, his first goal was unreal. I love Vardy, and oh god, it's just he is a great footballer. But he's like the sum of sort of like he uses every bit of his ability to play football. He leaves nothing else out there. And his first goal was a thing of beauty.
It was a chip, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the lob. Yeah, the lob over the keeper.
Yeah.
Well done.
Sure, it wasn't a soggy chip, as Alan Smith would say. Oh.
Yeah, we'll just save that one. But
Yeah, we're moving on to
We'll move on to Liverpool and Burnley. 3-0 Liverpool, and Chris Wood getting a goal.
yeah.
Once again, we talk
Typical.
about another striker not getting on the score sheet. Side face, Ashley Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do love a bit of
Wasn't all
Barnsley
about
as well.
Yeah, Barnes is up there, isn't he?
Chris Wood scored though, so
Yeah, wrong net though.
he's improving.
He's off the mark.
Yeah.
Everton and Wolves. I'm annoyed that Everton won because I don't like them, but
I watched this game today and like
Watched some of
obviously
it.
the first 12 minutes with 3 goals in it, and it was just so open. It was all over the place. I don't know, like obviously I think Wolves are just sort of taking this Europa League thing, being back into the Premier League. They looked a little bit jaded at the end.
yeah, they are. It's what you would call Europa League syndrome.
Yeah,
I think they're going to struggle this season.
I don't think they're going to get anywhere near top half. To be honest, I think they'll probably be mid-table. I don't think they'll go down because I think they've got good players. And I don't think they'll get top half.
I think typical Richarlison as well today,
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
he did well.
as you would
Digne,
expect.
every week looking at him going, I'm going to have to put him on my official team somehow, I think. With some of the crosses he's
Richarlison?
putting in. No, Digne.
Oh, Ding. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
One player I've not been
he's
keen on is Yerry Mina.
I like Mina.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just don't think he's been. I just don't think he's
Yeah,
been as
what a
good.
save that was.
When they signed
Yeah.
him last season, I sat there and thought, oh, he's going to be really good. But it's just not hit the heights.
I loved watching him for Colombia. Even though obviously
Yeah.
got the
I
goal against
didn't.
England.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Well, I don't mean I'm going to not like him. I thought he's quality. That's why obviously Everton signed him. But that defence for Everton has started off really good, to be fair.
Right, we've got the last game, the Old Firm. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. Two teams that are going to be up there near the end of the season. Drawing, that's not really a shock.
Quality games for a neutral.
It was an outstanding game. Really good game. Really end to end at the end as well. It was just, it was frantic.
Yeah, anyone could have won it at the end, didn't they? Really. Yeah. I don't know who was more
cards.
clumsier, Socrates or David Luiz.
Oh, I mean, they were both mad. They're both mad, just running into everything.
Socrates, what was he doing going up for that header? Oh my god, that was a bad. I don't think you would even do that in five-a-side, Tony.
Well, I like dropping off. That's my tactic, so I would never go up for that. But
Yeah, just goes up for it. He's not even anywhere near it. Just leaves all the space behind him.
But but then Sissoko. I know we spoke about him a couple of times last season.
Oh,
He got into some
Sissoko.
really good. He got into really good positions, and again, his clumsiness just lets him down sometimes. He's just a little bit. He just doesn't have that end product.
You always look at Sissoko and just go, he's a quality player, but his final ball. And just
I like
general-
to look at
just final
Sissoko.
pass is for.
I like to look at Sissoko as like our Yannick Bolasie, where he's great and all, but as soon as he gets into that box, he can't do anything.
Yeah, you cannot do anything.
It's like he just suddenly forgets who he is. He's like, oh right, that's what Sissoko does. But at midfield, he's quality. Just don't let him go forward. But having Winks beside him as well, I think is good. We'll move on then to predictions for next week. We'll start with Liverpool Newcastle. Steamroll 3-0 Liverpool. What about you, Tony?
It's in 2 weeks, isn't it? Because they've got international break, unfortunately. But,
You are right.
Oh, for God's sake, no. Great.
But
Does that mean we're going to have to do an international special or something?
I don't think. I think.
Week off. Let's go.
There is other
No,
leagues.
Shut up, Ben.
he's got a point. He has got a point.
Well, we'll do. It's
You're
official.
laughing,
We're not a
You'll be
Premier
down
League
there.
podcast.
You'll be down there next season.
Don't start, Tony. You're coming with us.
Well, our Premier League next week will be the Armenian Premier League. Or, do predictions
Okay,
on
anyway.
that. But yeah, let's move on. Liverpool
Sorry,
Newcastle.
I'd say 2-0 Liverpool.
Oh right, it's gonna say then Newcastle.
Yeah.
Ben
4-0.
and Richie.
3-1. Liverpool.
Fair play. Leicester United. I think 2-1 Leicester.
Is that at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for. I don't know.
It's a tough
I'm
one.
gonna go for. Yeah. I'm gonna go for 1-1.
Fair dues.
I'm going 2-2.
2-1. Leicester.
2.
Sweet. Sheffield United and Southampton. I'm saying 1-0. Billy Sharp goal. Sheffield United.
I'm gonna agree completely with that. 1-0 Billy Sharp goal. Love it. Love to see it.
I think it's going to have to be 1-0, but McGoldrick.
Oh no. Get out.
Maybe 2-1 Southampton.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
shut up, then.
you would be.
Yeah.
Brighton and Burnley. I don't know about this.
Oh.
I'm saying 3-3.
Oh.
Three.
Yeah. I
one
seriously
gone
think 3-0. That's 3-0. 3-3.
That.
I think
Yeah, I'm going
3-3.
completely opposite. I'm going 0-0 because I'm going to have a defender from both teams in my fantasy team. So that's what I'm going for.
Well, you're going to be
0-0.
disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a tough one. I don't know. I can
think
see
Brighton are
could
playing
go 0-0.
attacking.
I want to see a 0-0, so it's got to be a 0-0. I'd be disappointed if it's not.
What about you, Ben?
2-1 Brighton.
You've just woken up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep for a second.
Wolves and Chelsea. I think 3-1 Chelsea. 2 goals from Abraham, 1 from Mount. Again.
I think 3-1 Wolves.
Ooh.
Whoa.
2-1
Two.
Wolves.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
Fair dues. Biggest game of the weekend is Tottenham and Palace.
I can't wait for this one. Go on then, Jay.
Well,
5-0
it's going to be a
Palace.
tough one, but
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think
Go on,
Kane's
go on,
going to
name all
wake
of them.
up till like the last 10 minutes. So I think 2-1 Palace.
2.
Are you with
scoring,
both
Benteke,
goals? Are you with both goals?
Okay, I'm going to go for 4-1 Tottenham.
No. You can't do that. It's never 4-1. It's 1-0.
Right.
It's 2-1.
I know
Alright,
it's 1. Yeah, I'm going to go 4-1.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go for 1-0. It's gonna have to be a 1-0 Palace for me, and I reckon Kelly's
yes.
due, and I'm gonna put him in my lineup.
Martin Kelly.
He's coming off the bench and he's going straight in my official team.
What shocked me this
He's
season
coming in
is
this week with 6 points.
he's
What
come into
beauty.
the side, but, you know, from me thinking, oh, he's just a below average defender. He's been playing well. He really has.
He's keeping Scott Dan out. He's quality.
Yeah, he really has. Him and Cahill. Well, Cahill's only just come in, but him and Cahill looked solid yesterday. But what about you, Ben? Are you still there, or?
Yeah,
He
3-1
said
Tottenham.
that.
All right. Norwich, Man City,
Oh no.
5-0
Ooh,
or
I'm gonna
5-1.
go 4.
Pookie.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4-2 Man City.
Who are the 2
for
goals?
Sure.
Who were the 2 goals?
Yeah,
Pookie,
Pookie,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
They're going to score.
Pookie.
Pookie's going to score 3 goals, but Norwich are only going to score 2. No.
4-1, and obviously Pookie.
I'm
Ben,
going
Aguero.
6-1 City.
Oh.
how many
like
how
it.
many does Pookie get?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got to think
Just,
about that.
Yeah.
Right,
It's quite a hard one, isn't it?
I'm gonna presume that Pookie gets the 1, Ben. So
Yeah, Pookie is.
No,
Bournemouth-
He also doesn't get a 6, does he?
well, he could.
Oh, wait. I reckon
That's what I'm
Chingle's
saying. It could be an
gonna
own
get
goal.
one.
Bournemouth and Everton. I think 1-0 Everton.
I'm going to go for 2 apiece, 2-2.
1-1 me, and I'm going to be Philip Billings due.
2-0 Everton.
There you get one.
I hope Bournemouth go down.
Oh,
Where's that
this is
come from?
Southampton talk
Yeah.
again.
Shots
yeah.
fired. We've lost like 1 Bournemouth fan who watches this.
I've never heard Ben say anything bad about Bournemouth. I hope they go down a
Where's
bloody
that one
80.
come from?
I've started disliking them really badly.
Watford and Arsenal. Arsenal 4-1.
I'm going to go 0-0. 0-0.
Oh, you definitely don't want to watch it if it's 0-0.
I don't really want to watch it, I'll be honest.
3-0 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
And Villa and West Ham. I'm going 2-1 Villa. Douglas Luiz getting a goal. He's another one that puts a smile on my face. Just seeing his hair.
I'm going to go 3-3, taking that Burnley and Bolton. No, Burnley and Burnley and Brighton, and taking it straight to the Villa West Ham game. 3-3.
Jeez. 2-0 West Ham, Haller and Anderson.
Ooh.
I'm going 2-1 West Ham.
Wow. That's all of our predictions. What we could do, if you guys wanted, is sort of like little scoring system, a bit like Super 6. So we sort of calculate who gets the most points each week. It's just a little thought I had.
Yeah, we could do that, to be fair.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Well, I'll say I'll work out. Tony will probably work it out because he's better with numbers. But right, well, that concludes today's podcast. Obviously, I've been Jared Clark. We've had Tony.
Cheers.
Who's good. Jack Ritchie.
Bye, guys.
And if he's still awake, Ben White.
Adios.
Well, if you've liked the podcast, please like and subscribe. If you've disliked it, please dislike. And all criticism is welcome, so leave them any comments in the comment section.